Hello and welcome to Miniature Adventures. I'm Big Lee, and today I want to talk about the Analogue Hobbies Painting competition. Now, I've done some videos on this competition before in the past. I've taken part in quite a few of them over the years, pretty much consistently, I think, for the last 7 or 8 years. I'm not sure how many times I've been involved. And it's a great way of motivating me to paint in the winter months, so I tend to game less between now and March and get a lot more painting done, and it's a great way for me to focus my effort and complete a project. You know, I get everything bought in advance, so I'm prepared, and then I'll have a plan for achieving it, and it's a great way of being disciplined and getting a project done and not letting it stretch into a much longer period of time. You may well have heard the competition mentioned by Sydney Randwood on the Lardies podcast. It's been mentioned in a few other places as well. It's an excellent, really interesting competition with a lot of participants, a lot of regulars, and it's a different type of competition. So I like to describe it not so much as a competition but as a festival of painting. There is a points-based system for recording how much you get painted, but it's very much an honour system, and it is based purely on how much you get painted, so it's quantity rather than quality necessary. That being said, the quality is usually very, very high, but you know, there are people who take part whose skill levels are lower, and it doesn't matter. You know, it's about getting painting done and enjoying the shared experience of getting that painting done together. So we'll all set points levels. Normally for a beginner, a points target of about 300, maybe 400 is a reasonably challenging target over the 3 months of the challenge. I've gone for the second year running for about 600 points, but that isn't really, you know, the top scorers are easily getting in the thousands. I think my highest score was over 1500, but we get people who would routinely notch up 4,000 points worth. They're painting like a demon. How they get it all done, I'll never know. But you know, the point is each person's challenge is their own. We set our own points target, our own target, and the idea is you pick a target that is going to challenge you, that is going to put you under a little bit of pressure, but you're only competing really against yourself. There's very few of those top echelon painters within the competition who will be competing against each other for that top slot. Never going to get there unless I gave up my job and painted full time. So you know, I'm not too worried about their little fight at the top of the points table. My interest is in my target. So as I've tried to do in previous years, I tend to go into the painting competition with a particular project in mind. So it might be a particular army that I want to paint, or a theme that I'm trying to follow. So in previous years I've painted ancient Indian army, I've painted plebeian Romans in 6mm. I've done figures for Frostgrave. That was one of the themes from a couple of years ago. I've done my Anglo-Zulu war stuff in 6mm, was nearly entirely painted during one of the previous painting competitions. This year my project is a little bit different. I'm going to be doing 15mm French Foreign Legion, so some figures from Blue Moon, sold by Old Glory UK. I picked up most of the figures at Salute, and I've picked up some more since, so I have a very clear idea of what I want to do with them, and I've got some terrain pieces as well as figures that I'm going to make, because you can submit terrain to the competition. Curt's own words are, it's an imperfect marking system as far as terrain is concerned, but it sort of works, and it's the best thing anyone's managed to come up with. So, you know, at the end of the day, it's about setting yourself a personal target. There are some prizes for certain categories. There's player nominated figures, so at the end, participant nominated figures, so at the end of the competition everyone gets to vote on what they think was the best entry, and there's some prizes that are donated by sponsors in effect, but largely it's the participation is your own personal challenge to hit a particular target, and to motivate you to paint. Now, I have talked about motivating yourself to paint before, and I've said that, you know, there are different ways to do it. There are taking parts in competitions like this, and there's doing things like paint and chat sessions. And last year, when lockdown hit, my group, Postage Rejects, we all decided we would get together on a Monday evening via Zoom for a paint and a chat session, and we'd just do a couple of hours, sometimes not even that, where we'd just get on with some of our painting while shooting the breeze and talking rubbish to each other. And even after lockdown lifted, we decided it was such a good thing to do that we've decided to keep doing it, and we are still doing it every Monday, or most Mondays. We will gather together online and do just that. We'll do some painting, and we'll no doubt do that all the way through the painting challenge, because at least then I can guarantee one evening when I'm going to sit down and crack on with whatever it is I'm painting for the challenge. So that's a great way to motivate yourself. You know, if you haven't got a club to attend, because sometimes clubs will have painting groups going on, but if you haven't got a club to attend, or you're not comfortable visiting a club for health reasons, whatever, then a Zoom-based sessions or other medium, you know, there are other ways of doing video conferencing where you can join in with each other. They're great ways to motivate you. But competitions like this, you know, that are friendly competitions, I mean, I would say that you don't want to add the stress to yourself by taking part in something really serious. You know, the whole point of the painting challenge run by Curt is that it's a friendly environment, and the challenge is your own. As I said before, everyone sets their own personal targets, and that's what it's all about. You know, you decide what is going to stretch you, and that's what you're aiming for. And you get to enjoy the work of other painters around you and be inspired, because some of the work that other people within the competition do is really quite excellent, and some lovely original ideas, some really wonderful armies have been painted, so thoroughly enjoyable. Now, the call went out yesterday for participants. Some of us who've done the competition before have already had pre-booked places to take part, but the call went out for the remaining participants, and I think Curt's aiming for about 90 people this year, which is unusual. Normally he does slightly lower. He does have some help with running the blog. All the pictures go onto the blog. But the call went out for the remaining places yesterday, and I guarantee you within the next couple of days all of those slots will go. But if you don't get a chance to participate, you can follow the Analogue Hobbies Painting competition. Starts on the 21st of December and runs for 3 months until March. You can follow it on on the challenge blog, the Analogue Hobbies Painting Challenge. Definitely worth following. There's some really excellent stuff on there, and you know, you may be able to informally and outside of the competition take part, set yourself a points challenge, and just see how you compare. Maybe next year sign up for the challenge when the call goes out. So that's it for now. So trying to keep it brief today. As always, I hope you're interested. If you've taken part in the competition or you've taken part in others, please have a little conversation in the comments below or over my blog, Big Lee's Miniature Adventures. So until next week, as always, if you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe and share, and of course click the bell notification icon if you want to keep up to date with weekly videos from myself. So until next week, look after yourself, get in as many games as you can, and of course keep rolling high.